I was drawn to this book a lot and I really wanted to read this book as soon as possible. I don't know why. I literally had a line drawing me to this book by itself. When I completed reading this book, this book literally had a great impact on me. And I'm talking about the book When Breathe Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. This book is about a doctor neurosurgeon Dr. Paul Kalanithi, and he wrote his own memoir when he was fighting for a terminally ill lung cancer. So he was keenly interested in literature and life, and he did pursue his dreams. He wanted to have a great future, he wanted to have a great life, and I would like to say that the life is so cruel to them who wants to leave. He had hoped a lot for his future, and a moment comes when he realizes that life didn't even give him the opportunity to live that life he had worked hard for. Can you imagine? He was peak in his career in his 30s. He was peak. He was about to graduate and he was about to be a neurosurgeon scientist. And then a terminally ill lung cancer affects him and his whole life changes. He even didn't knew how much time he had left with, how much he can live, 6 years or even 6 days. He don't even had the idea. When he first found the cancer, when he first saw the hope that he can fight with the cancer and he can win, he was so happy. He was so much happy to be eligible to fight, and then a more dangerous cancer affects him, and then his life changes drastically. He days by days becomes so weak. Each and every medication failed him. Grade 1 medication, grade 2 medication, even the grade 3 medication didn't help him, and he eventually died. He has a wife, Lucy Kalanithi. When he died, this book is continued, or you can say the epilogue was done by his wife, Lucy Kalanithi, and she also was a doctor. They both endured so much pain, they both endured so much suffering, and at the end, she has to live her life with her daughter, Katie. And when the news came that Paul is affected by the cancer, he wanted to have a child so that his wife could not live her life as husbandless or even a childless. He wanted to have a company with her, and so he decided to have a child for her, and he did that. He talks about a lot of character. He talks about how each patient helped him to know the meaning of life, and that how each patient he cured had blessed him, how each patient he has seen dying had guilt for him, had a guilt on him, and you could not you could not even believe that the doctor who used to save other life, he could not even save his own. The life was so cruel for him. He could not even get to live the future he had hoped for, he had worked hard for, and he literally had he literally wanted to be so much. He was wanted to be a doctor, which he was. He wanted to be a writer. At the end of his life, he did. He wrote his own book, and asked Lucy to continue his book and to print his book too, and let him everyone read his life. There was one character in this book. He was the friend with Paul, and he had a great vision of life, and he also was affected by pancreatic cancer, but he fought and he won. He won that cancer, but the life was cruel for him. He suicided. He did suicide after a patient died. Each and every character of this book teaches you something, and at the last, I will say this book has a lot to teach you, a lot to make you understand about life and death. And this book cannot be justified by spoiling it too much. I could not spoil it too much because you will never understand the meaning of this book without reading it. You have to read it by yourself. You have to understand this book by yourself, and then only you can get the meaning of this book. So I end my video over here because, as you can see, I don't have many things to say about this book because this book is so gorgeous and this book had a great impact on me that I can only think of the life as a doctor, the life of a doctor, and the life of a patient, the life as a family member of a patient, how Paul became a doctor, and the drastic transition between becoming a doctor to becoming a patient. He never thought in his life that becoming a doctor will lead him to becoming a patient. So I will say that you must read this book. This book is must read, and you should read this book in your life once, and then you will get the meaning of life. There might be more books which will have a great impact on you, but this book is recommended by me, and this book will really have a great impact. At least you will have a thought about this book.